Hey there, I made a new video. Unfortunately, when I did it, all the audio from my mic didn't go through, so I had to re-upload the audio. So hopefully that's doesn't seem too jarring in the actual video. Hope it's fun. I had fun making it. Alright, hello and welcome back. I'm playing some Space Engineers. Have a kind of crazy idea for what I want to do today. But first thing I'm going to do is someone mentioned that if you turn off the gyroscope on your car, it'll be much more, car-like. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off the gyroscope and see how that works. So I'm going to fly this down. Alright. Now I just need to find the gyroscope. There it is. There it is. Turn it off. And it seems a little bit more controllable, but I think just having the thrusters on might be causing some issues. What with the fact that I am now spinning around rapidly, because that's safe. Alright. There we go. Didn't destroy the vehicle. Still gets too much oomph from the rear thrusters, so that just doesn't seem to be working. Alright. Kinda getting it back on the ground now. There we go. Sorta. Alright. We just need the gyroscope to be on so it actually behaves correctly. There we go. And now we're back on the ground. Okay. Now maybe I just need to take off the gyroscope. Maybe even having it there, even if it's off, it still acts funny. And nope, we're still just gonna go sailing off into the ether. Yep, okay. So that's probably just a thruster problem as opposed to that. Let's get the gyroscope back on here so that my lazily spinning car will go back onto the ground. That would be absolutely fantastic. Alright, get that back down here. So we're gonna just have a quick keybind so I can quickly turn it off and on the gyroscope. And we've got the thrusters now set to be off. So this is no gyroscope, no thrusters. And as you can tell, it's still, well, this part, I mean, moon gravity, that's to be expected. A little bit of damage there, it's fine. And, oh look, we have turtled ourselves. Excellent, excellent. Spinning. Okay, and that sort of worked. I'm dizzy. Oh boy, my head. Okay. Cool. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Alright, well. As long as you're on the flat platform, it controls pretty well. Kinda, sorta. Kinda. Just don't make any rapid turns. Or you'll start spinning. There we go. Alright. I still don't understand why it's getting so much, like, rear thrust without the thrusters or gyros. Like, I feel like it just, like, starts taking off into the air. I don't know, that might just be a matter of how much mass it has as opposed to how small it is. Maybe where I've got the wheels set. I'm not entirely sure. A question for another time, I suppose. So, basically, what I want to work on today, my little project. I have this big base. And kind of what I'm thinking of is I've got my shield generators, and I don't really have a good concept of how much damage they can actually, absorb. Um, so what I'm thinking, and like just to demonstrate, um, I can. It lags there, sorry, but I can shoot there and do some damage, but like the shield's just blocking all that, and I just did that damage. But if I run over here and look at my shield generators, they're already back to capacity. Like I can't do enough damage with that light infantry weapon for all intents and purposes to actually annoy 3 shield generators with 5 fusion reactors of power. So I'm basically planning on going bigger. A lot bigger. Kind of insanely bigger. I'm going to, because I'm going to go out of range of my base. It won't actually attack me no matter what I do to it. I can bomb it to oblivion and it won't do anything. But I just want to go out of range because, like, I'm assuming like an actual player was to actually attack my base. Coming into 800-meter range where all my turrets can just literally tear them to shreds would, tear them to shreds. But outside of 800-meter range, none of my turrets will automatically target enemies. That's just the limit the game has. I don't know why. That's just what it is. But there's plenty of guns that fire more than 800 meters, including most of the guns I have on my base. My Gatling guns are 800, but the artillery cannons are 2,000 meters, i.e., 2 kilometers. And I'm kind of maybe thinking about making a big ship that's mostly artillery cannons, flying up into the sky and bombing my base to see how much damage I can do to it before the shield generators get overwhelmed. Um, I don't know if it's a great idea, but it's gonna be an interesting one, that's for sure. And here we have the most humblest of all the space engineer creations, the start of a ship. And some people know how to make good ships, but I only know how to make ships that look like penises. It is how it is. It's a good shape to start with. You can get like all the stuff in the back that has everything, and then you can extend things out in the front where you want it. I'm not that creative yet. We'll get there eventually. But anyway, this is going to be the basis of my ship, and basically the plan is I'm going to come up and put a absolute metric fuck ton of artillery cannons on the front of this thing, and just enough thrust to get it in the air and maneuverable. It's not like going to have nice interior or anything. It's just going to be big, giant ship of cannons. And then I'm going to fly it into the air and bomb the shit out of this part of my base where there's nothing important. See, that's all important over there. This, all there is some conveyors and stuff. So at worst, I would destroy a few conveyors and the steel plates of the floor of my base. That's not a big deal. If I actually bomb my base, obviously, that would become a dramatic problem. And here we come to the first engineering challenge. You apparently cannot just keep stacking artillery cannons on top of each other. As you can see here, it won't actually attach because the top of it doesn't function as a block. But what we're going to do is just extend the conveyor system and drop that onto the floor of the base. Don't worry about that part. But we should be able to, yeah, here we go. We can just attach that and then flip it around and attach that and flip it around and perfect. See, now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, well, that'll work. Kinda. Alright. And there we go. That's kind of the base for the whole thing. I got thrusters on it, everything should be all set up, and I have a hilarious amount of guns in the front. It got not crazy amount of thrusters, basically I just want enough to be able to like hover in place, get in the air, and bomb my own base. It's fine. um, yeah, so it should work, but we will be finding out in a little bit. But yeah, look at all the guns. So I was just gonna do 10 by 10 to get like 100, but then that just, because it's like set up on an odd number sort of thing, that just didn't work. So it's 10 by 11. So it's 110 uh, artillery kits. Anything in front of that is just going to die. Oh god, like right now if it fired, my ship would explode. Like I got a little shield generator on this, but not enough to take that, I doubt. Oh my god, that's really funny. All right, and now I am set up on the actual thing. This is what it looks like from behind. Look at all the cannons. There's so many. It's good that I'm gonna group them just so that like it makes this less of a mess, but it it's good that like I don't really need to use the group to actually make it work functionally. But yeah, so what we're gonna do now is take off, because right now it needs more fuel, and it needs the actual rounds. I also need to get rid of this little booth right, inventory's full. I'll pick that up later. It's fine. Don't worry about it. All right, but we need to get this set up on my base. I think I made these connectors. I looked at it. It looks like there's just enough room to fit it in, but it's gonna be close. So we're gonna finagle a little bit here, and okay, now we're connected. Cool. There we go. You can actually see underneath. Oh, you can see like over there on the right. That's where my that leads off to my little turret over there. So it's actually connected to the rest of the base. But yeah, look at that. Yeah, no, that is like flat on the ground. Oh boy. Oh boy. All right. Well, at least it's hooked up now, filling up, fueling up, and getting lots of ammo. I like ammo. Alright, I just realized that while I have a lot of uranium to make all the artillery rounds I kinda need a lot more. So, I think I'm gonna just take my little mining ship and go get some more uranium. Unfortunately, I have to go to the asteroids to do that, and you can't put a jump ship on your small craft like this. So I need to take this and go stick it on my big ship. Alright. And now that we've got that attached, quickly just launch this monstrosity into the air. Alright, yeah, okay. Looks like I did turn off the dampers on the little ship. We don't want the little ship fighting the big ship. It won't win, but it'll be annoying. And away we go, off into space. Because you have to be out of a planet's gravity well in order to use your jump drive. I don't make the rules, it's just how it is. Alright, and there's uranium, cool. And should be good to launch it somewhere vaguely in that direction. Good enough. And there we go. That's jump drives, everyone. Wasn't that, incredible, amazing, exactly what you'd expect? It's super useful, but it is kind of a letdown, honestly. Alright, and there we go. There's my little hole to go dig some uranium. I think there's some left here. I hope there's some left here. This is the only uranium deposit I found when I was still scouting all these. You can see all these markers spinning around me. That's all the markers, all the asteroids in this area I've been to. And this is the only one I found uranium. It is rare. It's hard to find, so to be expected. Alright. Is there any uranium? Alright, yeah, it looks like there's some back there. Not as much as I would like, but what are you gonna do? Alright, well, let's get to mining. Always need more uranium. Never gonna not need enough. I just noticed as I'm mining, you can see on the back of my ship right there, at some point that was an H2O2 generator that I apparently destroyed by accident. Whoopsie daisies. Alright, I think we've got enough ore now. We're getting pretty close to it. Let's see where we're at. Yeah, looks like a decent amount. Yeah. Alright, well, let's get out of here then. Without smashing our ship to bits. Go. Alright, we're good. Cool. Alright, and back to... I fortunately put a marker just outside of the moon's gravity well, right above my base. So we should be popping right back into orbits. Right above it. There we go. See? And oh, wow, look at that. We're literally right on top of the marker. Usually when you jump to something that's really close to an asteroid, the jump drive won't drop you right on top of it. Alright, and now to hurtle my ship back into my base. I didn't quite smash in, but now we actually have to get this thing to actually latch on to the other connector, and that's hard with a ship that is this wonky. Alright, let's extend out the piston and do some finagling. A lot of finagling. Alright, I don't want to talk about how long it took me to actually get this thing into position, but there we go. Now we're good. We're locked on. We're connected to the base. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I swear. Alright. Yeah, this is not exactly a very level landing. Jeez. Alright. But we should be mostly good, and looks like enough uranium hasn't processed. Oh, yeah. Okay, I need to get the uranium. Alright, let me do some logistics here. This will take me a minute. Alright, everything's all good. We are loaded and ready for launch. This is gonna be ridiculous. Alright, good. So we do have plenty of thrust. Should be all good there. Alright, let's get away from the base. Because, like I said at the beginning, I want to make sure I actually am, like, doing this from, like, a range that's outside of my base's automated defenses. I don't know, actually. I don't think anything does any more damage or less damage at different ranges. I'm pretty sure it's just based on hit or not hit. But I could be wrong. So I just want to just get it as close to how it would actually be as possible. Granted, I don't think anyone's stupid enough to build a ship like this nonsense to actually attack a base. But, whatever. Alright, let's get set up. In position, and... Let's go. Oh my god, it light up the entire canyon. That's great. Oh god. Okay. Alright. Let's fire again. And fire. Okay, that's 2 volleys. I don't think there's any damage yet. Okay, so that's okay. Apparently it's gonna take 220 artillery rounds. Let's see about another 330. This is so stupid. And I don't want to spend 1,000,000 rounds, but we'll fire a little bit more. Okay, I think that's still looking intact. All right. That's pretty good. God, there's so much pushback on those. All that wiggling is just from that. All right, one more. Ooh, is that a secondary explosion? It's still blowing up? Did I finally hit my base? Like, actually hit it? Break through the shield? And take 5 volleys? That's... Ooh, that looks like a hull. I did it! Okay, so somewhere between 440 and 550 artillery cannons in a pretty short time frame is apparently what's required to actually break my shield. I'm glad we did that. I'm glad that I actually have something to base it on. Oh god. Because the thing is, like, just like a single artillery cannon, like bombing, it would almost be inconsequential. Because I'm pretty sure I would just my energy reactors would just power back the shield up. But there's just so much damage it overwhelms it. Oh my god! Look at that! Look at that! That's great. Just big chunk taken out of the floor. Those red dots are each one's from the assault cannon. I keep calling them assault cannons. They're artillery cannons. For some reason, they all have red dot sights, but... Alright, let's go take a look at that. that's that's all just bits of scrap metal from the destroyed armor blocks. I like the chunks that are just floating in the air, because that whole thing, it's like, probably not a meter, but like, maybe like half a meter floating above the ground. Oh my god, that's great. Oh, yay, my stupid death machine worked. Yay. Alright, let's actually go check, I want to see what the shield's at, like... You're right, yeah, they don't actually have, control panels on them for some reason. They're just a mod, so I don't really expect too much. Alright, let's see, and... Alright, okay. Yeah, there we go, that's all regenerating, so I did just blast off the entire shield. That's crazy. Ah, God. I could honestly probably, if I had more power, it would have taken even more because it would have burned through everything. Right now, I'm sure my base is at power overload. All the batteries, all the reactors running full bore. This is great. Alright, well, that was a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun making this big stupid monstrosity and blowing up a chunk of my own base and wasting an immense amount of power and uranium for no reason. Alright, have a good one, everyone.